General Andrews,
And the Dream Stream presents Rapid Runs!
Morning, everybody. I don't know what time it is anyway. My name is SuperSonic. I am a retro speedrunner that mainly focuses on Sonic games. I got a Chromogram with me on comms. Good morning, buddy.
Yo, what's up? How's it going?
It's going. I'm still awake, surprisingly. So, we're going to be doing a Classic Sonic Trilogy run. So, as you can see here, I have the Classic Sonic, or the Sonic Classics compilation cart currently in the console right now, because we're going to be utilizing Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 for this cart. And then sometime after, we're going to be switching over to Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So, without further ado, we'll just go right into Sonic 1.
Good luck.
I'll need it.
He's exaggerating. He's done this run so many times.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
All right, here we go. So Sonic 1, we're gonna start off in our good buddy Green Hill Zone. This is the infamous speedrunner joke where this is the place where you reset to the most, and you'll see this place a lot. So a lot of speedrunners in the Sonic community have made this place their home. But
that is very true.
We're just gonna do some precise steps here, and we should always make 25 seconds on the clock optimally here.
Yep.
Perfect.
And one of those mountains, that's where I live, so it's hard to figure out which one it is.
Real quick thing, in Act 1, when you exit that loop, if you actually don't make a quick hop, there is a kill plane on the bottom, which is why you'll see him exit with a jump there. So if you just kind of roll too quickly out in the speed that he's going, you can actually kill plane and die. So, alright, here we go, Act 2. You can take top path in this. A lot of the faster speedrunners tend to go for bottom path here. It's pretty tricky. This act always shocks me. Like, there's some really precise movements in here. You can see they're just gonna hop on a little stone and hit the spring. If you're like very quick, you can hit 18 seconds, but it's very hard. 19 is usually the norm. I've probably seen like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these runs, and I've probably only seen about like a dozen 18s.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it's quite tricky. Alright, already on Act 3. Act 3 is a lot of fun, so we're actually going to take a big hop up to this top side. Oh, it's alright, it's alright. Maybe a little behind on the invincibility. So the idea of this is to carry the invincibility and the speed shoes. We're going to take some really precise hops here. I believe SuperSonic uses the background terrain to kind of line up where the jumps are. You got a couple misses, that's okay. But usually what happens is if you hit all the little monitor boxes on the way there, you kind of carry your momentum and you fly actually straight into Robotnik. So you kind of land on him as you're flying through the air, which is pretty fun to see.
Of course, the capsule's like the hardest strat in the game.
Yeah, the capsules in this game are like the hardest to hit. They have the smallest hitboxes, and I think they're the tallest ones too. So you kind of have to like maneuver your way onto them and then re-hop. You kind of just bash into them a lot.
Yeah.
All right. And right away, Marble Zone. So Marble Zone's a bit of a pain. Lots of lava, lots of waiting around. That's kind of a big reason why personally I kind of put Sonic 1. Like, I really like Sonic 1, but I put it near the bottom of like my classic Sonic games just because you know, ultimately this game's like, the idea of this game when it came out was like, oh, blazing fast, like, you know, supersonic speed, and you're faster than Mario. There's a heck of a lot of waiting in this game. You kind of just like, you see these like pillars go up and down, you gotta wait for these platforms. Well, you know, the speedrunners don't wait, but the idea is you kind of wait. These chandeliers you gotta wait for a lot of times. There's just a lot of things that speedrunners have found a way to mitigate, but if you're playing it vanilla, it's just
oh god.
Oh yeah, we don't want to hit those.
That was a little close.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, so personally, like, it's still fun, super nostalgic. I still like the game a lot, but I would put it near the bottom just for that reason. But Yeah, Marble Zone's kind of infamous among speedrunners. It's the first one that's not Green Hill. Green Hill's kind of free. I forgot this is glitched, by the way, so we're actually going to clip into this wall. Nice job. gonna clip into the wall. We're gonna break the collision. We're actually gonna make a short jump and a nice goalpost.
Yeah, perfect.
Nothing's wrong there.
Yeah, everything's totally normal.
Yeah, so if you're familiar with Mega Man zips, it's kind of like a similar idea. You're just kind of pushing into a wall and kind of forcing Sonic to push through the level and kind of be ejected out the other side. All right, I'm gonna try the same thing here. I believe this one's a little bit trickier, but still looks good.
Mostly with the platform, because if it's not high enough, that can get crushed.
Yeah, oh no, you're good. Alright, so this fight's usually quite slow. The whole idea is you like bob and weave between, but nice. Nice. You can kind of do that optimally in one cycle before the first dropped lava hits you. But you gotta make some precise jumps. You can see that he made a really big momentum turn as he made a jump. It's really precise, so nice work on the boss there.
Yeah, that
Okay.
went fairly well. I'm glad I grabbed that ring too. Otherwise, if I fell into lava with 0 rings, I would have to do that all over again.
It'd be very hot.
Very
All right,
hot.
Spring
yes.
Yard. Here we go. This is a very bouncy stage. This is my personal favorite song. I remember when I like played this at my friend's house back in the day, or I watched him play it mostly. But yeah, like just the sort of like music progression of this song just really really got me. So good memories. There's a lot of like weird stuff written in this in the background here. One of them says cope. I think there was a couple of, I don't remember what the other stuff said, but I think I think I read about it, and it's like something really obscure. It's something to do with how the like logic board speaks to some of like the parts or something. it's a reference to that, but I honestly can't remember. It's been so long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we got cope, which is like the most common one. The other one's CPU, I think.
CPU, yeah. So all of it has something to do with the logic board. I don't exactly remember what cope has to do with it, but it's some kind of like code word, I think.
I mean, we're just
it's just
coping
kinda
with the game pretty much.
It's basically, yeah, it's telling you to cope with just how like dangerous this zone can get when you're moving really fast. All right. So this stage is a lot of bobbing and weaving. You actually have to make a whole lot of platform cycles on the first go to save yourself time. There's Randy and Orton, our good buddies. Basically just roly-polies that get in your way. You kind of don't see them a lot, but they can sneak up on you, so... That was a really good act too.
Yeah, pretty solid. Usually 30 seconds is what I would like to see.
Yeah. Alright, here we go, Act 3. Act 3 gets a little crazy at the end, so we're gonna do a couple of fun trips here. So, nice jump there. You can just blaze right through that. Yeah, when we make it up to this top platform, I think we still got time.
Yeah, we have time.
Yeah, you basically want to get up here and you want to hit this first cycle as this platform comes down. And he's going to make some really precise jumps here on this incline platform. You got to gain the momentum to get up there. It's actually quite tricky because it's slanting downward. So that's really good. If you do it all right, you can see all of it kind of lines up properly. All right, we're going to do a little trick here called... Oh, it's all right. Yeah. Normally it's called the swoosh. You just kind of like weave yourself in there. It's really tight because the collision wall is a little bit wide there, but optimally you just kind of weave yourself in and you don't have to like go back down the slide to get there. Cope.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, here we
Perfect
go.
segue to that.
I always call this the biscuit fight.
The
It looks like
biscuit.
those yeah, you know those like assorted Miss Christie's cookies or biscuits in the box?
Oh, I can kind of see them like biscuits.
Yeah. There's like a running joke on SuperSonic's channel that everything just looks like food, and whenever we're in his stream, just everyone gets really hungry. All right, here we go. Pain Zone. Really good music. Really terrible level. Again, really just playing into the idea that you can't go fast. This water really chugs you down, and there's a heck of a lot of it. So we're gonna skip a lot of it here. We're gonna do a quick little trick here. So he's actually gonna ride the platform up, make the hop over, and he's actually gonna come up for air here. He's gonna use that little like weird symbol in the back, that square symbol, to time it. and he's gonna make the jump over this section, which clears a lot of the water section and saves a ton of time. Otherwise, you have to trudge through the water and go really slow. Alright, very nice. It's all looking good. Yeah, you save a ton of time going this way. I think casually going down, like how long would that take? Like 2.5 minutes?
Roughly, yeah, because you're pretty much surrounded with water, and yeah, it's just a terrible time.
It's not fun, yeah. Alright, Labyrinth 2, still pretty straightforward in Labyrinth 2. It doesn't get insane until Labyrinth 3, but there are a couple things we've got to be careful of in this stage. Obviously a big thing is the stress music, so I will give a little warning for that in the next act, because we will be hearing it.
Alright, let's see if we can get a glitch here.
Oh, very nice. I kind of forgot about that one.
Yeah, it just makes it a little quicker.
Yeah. It looks like a lot of fun, honestly. Okay, so Act 3. I'm assuming we're going to be going for both tricks here.
I'm going to try Bubbleless once.
Okay, yeah. Marathon safety, we're not going to keep trying it, but we're going to go for Bubbleless. This is a really precise trick. Basically, we have to make a whole lot of optimal movements inside the water as soon as we hit the water here. So he's going to use that. Actually hitting that and dropping that way actually drops your gravity. You don't trudge to the water, so you actually fall down here faster. And we need every last millisecond to make it here, so yeah, we're gonna push through here. And optimally, normally you have to stop here at least once for a bubble to breathe for air. But with Bubbleless, obviously, as the name implies, we're gonna try to get out of the water without getting a bubble. I think...
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we're good, nice. Yeah, that's as close as it gets every single time. You will hit 0 on the timer. And there have been a lot of deaths where you drown right at the surface of the water. As you like gulp for air, you just drown in despair. So it's very close. All right, we're gonna go for boss skip here as well. Oh wow, what a hitbox!
Right on the board.
Man, I haven't seen that in a while. Are you gonna try it again?
Okay. Well, since I have the checkpoint, I can go for it one more time.
Yeah, we can try it again. So this climb is really precise here. If you can make the jump really quickly, you can actually sneak behind Robotnik. Normally you're supposed to chase him and you're supposed to go really slow and, you know, avoid all the obstacles, but that's alright. Yeah, so as you can see, this is kind of the normal way you have to do it. There's all these like spikes coming out of the wall and fire shooting out from the statues. He's still doing this really quickly for what it is, but yeah, if you do get boss skip, you actually like sneak behind Robotnik, and a lot of the traps don't activate on their cycle, so you can actually skip a lot of them, and you don't have to have Robotnik pushing into stuff. So, oh well. Boss skip's really hard to get, so it's fine. We actually got Bubbleless, which is the harder thing, and that's the swaggier one in my opinion.
I'm more happy grabbing that than...
Yeah, that saves way more time, honestly, getting Bubbleless. Okay, we're going for another clip here. Another great song. Starlight Zone is pretty good. It's one of the first... Actually, since Marble, it's like since Marble hits, this is probably like one of the first zones where you can actually kind of move quickly again. So it's kind of a nice zone. If you haven't seen it, they played this song in the Japan Olympics in the opener. That's how like well known it is. It's kind of cool that they did that. Alright, here we go. Yeah, lots of loop-de-loops. Kind of a lot of the fun stuff that Sonic's known for is back in this zone, whereas like stuff like Marble and you know, Spring Yard and Labyrinth and stuff, it's just a lot of like waiting for stuff, and yeah, this is a lot nicer. I will still always be super impressed that with the parallax in this game, like the background parallax.
Oh yeah, the backgrounds are amazing.
The backgrounds themselves are really cool, but when you like fly through the air at super speeds, you can actually see like 3 or 4 different layers of stars. So they parallax at different speeds, so you can actually feel like you're kind of zooming through different stars. You can actually you can see them pull away at different speeds there. It's kind of really cool looking. Pretty impressive for Genesis, honestly. Alright, we're gonna make some specific jumps. It's actually been a little while since I saw this, but yeah, he's gonna hit that monitor, and we're gonna try and carry this invincibility all the way up here, because normally you have to wait for those bombs. This ooh, yeah, that hitbox is really hard.
Yeah, I can still do it this way, kind of.
Yeah, this boss has killed a lot of like PB runs and honestly world record runs as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So optimally, there's a really tight window when you are at the top of the seesaw. Really tight window before the seesaw flips back down. You can actually hit Robotnik at the top of your jump. It's very precise. A lot of the time you end up a couple pixels short. Alright, here we go, Scrap Brain. I think this is your favorite zone, right?
This is my favorite, yeah.
Yeah, this one's pretty cool.
Got these ice cream
Honestly,
sandwiches
I'm
here.
surprised. Yeah, the ice cream bars. I'm surprised that to hear a speedrunner calling this their favorite stage, because this one scares me a lot in the movement. You can see a lot of platforms that look like they should not be mountable, like you're just kind of getting on top of them. So you're hitting like very small windows here, like these ice cream bars when they turn, they still have a little bit of space where you can actually land on them, and we're just kind of abusing that. Nice.
Alright, we're gonna say hi to our good buddy Jurgen.
Jurgen, yeah. Act 2 here. Here we go. This wheel has really funny properties, honestly. Some of the hitboxes are very strange.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get this cycle here. I don't know if I can. Okay.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. As you can see, that's pretty tight. But you can, normally have to wait for all those. We're gonna bash our faces into those pillars to actually save a little bit of movement speed there. Nice.
This might hit me. No, okay, it didn't.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, so that all depends. I think those are on a global cycle.
Yes, those are.
Yeah, so yeah, because SuperSonic's nailing all this other stuff, he's actually in a precise cycle to swing right past those. If you make any sort of mistake and you get off cycle, you end up having to wait for those or having to damage boost, so pretty nice. Okay, here we go. We're gonna moon Dr. Eggman, or Dr. Robotnik. He's not Eggman yet. There you go. And here we are, Scrap Brain 3/Labyrinth 4. So if you go down this, if you go up the top path here, once you let the platform drop, you go down the normal path, and it takes probably like 5-6 times as long. I want to say maybe even longer than that. You end up having to trudge through the water and going really slow through like a massive part of the under level. But if you sneak under the platform and you get under here, you just end up skipping all of that. So yeah, go down beat the platform and go below. Alright, here we go. Final zone. Fun little trick about Final Zone. There is normally it's random, but if you actually don't have any inputs when you're hitting Dr. Robotnik, like on the exact part when you hit Robotnik, if you are not holding down the inputs, he will always go in the same cycle. So at this point, SuperSonic's just memorized this cycle, but I believe at some point you had the numbers of the pillars like written down on your splits even to try and memorize them. Yeah, so he's got them numbered in a specific way where he can memorize it, but he always knows exactly where Robotnik's gonna be as long as he's not pressing any inputs when he hits Robotnik. So as he bashes into him, he's gonna have to let go of like any direction, any buttons. Yeah. Otherwise, it's just kind of weaving through. That's totally fine. Yeah. There we go. And we're gonna give Robotnik a nice big decapitation. There we go. Yeah. So if you kind of like inch to the left and come back in, you actually take off Robotnik's head. It's just a visual, but Yeah, it's always fun. Well, GG on Sonic 1. That was nice and quick.
Yep, 1 down, 2 to go.
All right, we're gonna go into what I think most people call their favorite in the original trilogy. I think I hear most of it. Yeah, Sonic 2 is a lot of fun. I think the levels are a lot more varied. A lot of them let you move really quickly. You got the spin dash coming in as well. That was interesting.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to turn in my speedrunner card here because we're not gonna get a 20. But that's okay.
Oh, you almost bashed right into that spring.
They love troll springs.
Yeah. Yeah, good old Emerald Hill. Emerald Hill is, I don't think it's as easy as Green Hill, I would say. Particularly Act 2, but... I mean, they're pretty intro levels, so... Normally you don't have a lot of trouble with them if you're a speedrunner. Interesting thing about Sonic 2 is, if you noticed in Sonic 1, you basically had 2 acts that were like full acts of platforming, and then you had an Act 3 where at the end you would fight a boss. Sonic 2, for the most part, only has 2 acts. There will be an exception to that later, but for most of the stages, that's how it works. A little help from our buddy Tails. Once in a while he gets a couple extra hits and...
I won't be saying anything regarding Tails.
Yeah, I almost did, but I was like... the second I do, we're gonna upset our good friend Cheeseball.
She's just gonna haunt us.
Yeah. Alright, Chemical Plant. Yeah, everyone loves this zone. It's pretty good. One of the best songs in the Sonic universe. Yeah, you get to move really, really quick. There are a couple parts where you have to kind of pay attention. But what SuperSonic's going to be going for here... wait, is this Act 1 or is it Act 2 where you beat the door? It's Act 2.
It's Act 2, yeah.
Yeah. I forgot how short Act 1 is.
Mainly because I got through that door. If I missed that, then it would have been a little longer.
Yeah. We're just picking up extra lives that we don't need. And continues.
Well, we might need them for Metro 3, probably.
Oh god, yeah. Alright, so here we go. So in Act 2, we're going to actually be taking this incline as quick as possible. He's going to bash his face on there. And you want to get up to that door as quick as possible. At a certain point, that gate closes forever, and it does not open. Which doesn't let you change the incline that you're running on, and saving a lot of time. So if you beat it there, you can actually run on a different incline, and go on the bottom route. Very nice. And we're already at the boss. And Tails did not mess up the hitbox. That can be a little scary, because sometimes when you... Like, obviously when you play one player, every jump you do, Tails does the exact same move a couple frames later. And if you don't aim properly, sometimes Tails gets the hit in, and then when you try and land the hit, you go right through the boss. And sometimes you go right through into, like, a death pit.
Yep, and that's no good.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, Aquatic Ruin. I really don't have a lot to say about this place. It's a bit of an annoying stage. There's kind of death arrows flying everywhere. There's enemies that like poke out of walls. There's these like giant gross flies that fly at you all the time out of nowhere. Luckily we skip a lot of it, but a lot of Act 2 is underwater, and yeah, underwater is just never fun in Sonic.
We may
I make a small
hear the
exception for
drowning
Hydro
music.
City.
Oh, yeah, true. We may hear the drowning music again.
That's true, yes, yeah. You do have to spend a good chunk of time underwater in Act 2. There's not really a great way to go up top.
So I'm gonna try this for you.
Nice. And... He's maintaining his momentum. That was pretty good. There's a couple of awkward jumps there. Alright, you got a little taste of the anxiety music.
Just a tad.
Yeah. Okay. Now this boss always confused me because you would think that the hammer that he strikes with would hurt you. I don't think it can hurt you.
It can only hurt
yeah.
you when it slams onto the totem pole.
Oh, so okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it looks kind of weird because you kind of just like spin dash through the hammer that he strikes with. But I guess the hitbox isn't active until it strikes the totem pole. So it looks really weird because you're kind of flying through his hammer, but that's a nice little strategy. And honestly, it's not that hard to do casual. Alright, here's Gamba Zone. Yeah, interesting thing while we're doing this, if you ever come visit SuperSonic's channel, there is a joke category for this game. And basically just gambling percent. Basically you just hit Casino Zone Act 2, I believe is the better one.
Yeah.
You hit Act 2 on like a stage select. You just come here and within the 10 minutes you try and get your ring count maxed out to 999 as quick as possible. The world record is like 3 minutes or something ridiculous. The guy just gets like jackpots back to back to back. Insane luck, but yeah, we've done the joke gambler percent on SuperSonic stream many times, and what happens most of the time is you end up getting like 20 Robotniks and just losing all your rings constantly and dying by 10 minutes. But yeah, not a whole ton to say. I will mention there's these little like what would you even call them? These little like bouncy pads that you can hit. Little green bouncy pads. These guys. I always call these hot dogs.
Yeah.
Because they start off green, they're relish, then they turn yellow, they're mustard, and then they're red, and then they're ketchup, and then they're gone because you ate them. So, yeah, and they look like hot dogs too. Alright, here we go. This boss is kind of weird. I think you're supposed to use the flippers. Honestly, the flippers makes things way worse. The way SuperSonic does it is way better. You do want to gain a little bit of extra height when you're bouncing on him. If you just kind of drop down into him, you will fall through him. But yeah. They give you these flippers to try and hit into him. Honestly, the flippers flip you way too high. You just kind of fly all over the place. It's better to just spin into him from the sides. Oh, it's your favorite. We call this kill top because it ends up killing a lot of runs. But there's a lot of like nasty little sectors in Hilltop because there's these platforms that like come in and try and crush you. A lot of the times there's these quick moving places where you have to you know, beat the lava and stuff like that. We will be seeing that. Alright, here we go. We're gonna take an intentional hit into the lava and we're gonna let the platform push us below the lava. I always really like that glitch because it seems not too hard to do, but it looks really cool.
Yeah. It is very easy to miss as well, but as long as you know the visual cue to it, then it's not that bad.
Yeah. Very nice. We're cruising right along. I can't believe we're like already halfway through Sonic 2.
Yeah, and Sonic 3 and Knuckles is the longest run of the entire trilogy, so.
Very true. To be fair, that is like 2 proper full games.
True.
Yeah. Alright, so Act 2 is a lot more treacherous. We didn't really see any of the stuff that I mentioned in Act 1, but in Act 2 we are gonna have to go into these like crush areas. There will be like lava raising up, and here's the first one. These platforms are all in weird cycles too, so yeah, you gotta move quick.
Oh, I tried to go for the zip there.
Oh, that was interesting. Yeah, it's been a while since I saw that even.
I didn't get enough
That's why you...
zip, so.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's why you grab the checkpoints for safety. Otherwise you go all the way back.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that again.
No. It's okay. It's always fun to try, like, some marathon swag strats.
Alright, we're just gonna go up here instead. This is just to avoid the up and over, which is why I try to go for that mini zip. Saves about a couple seconds, but it looks really nice.
Yeah.
But it's hard to pull off sometimes.
Might as well try for it. Okay. Here's another boss where, let's see if Tails cooperates.
Oh, Tails almost got that hit.
Yeah. As you can see, like, Tails is desperately trying to get back up, and in the meantime, again, if he hits Robotnik before you do, and you're trying to land on him, you just fall right through Robotnik and straight into the lava. It happens sometimes.
Can confirm.
Yeah. Alright, good old Mystic Cave. This is my favorite song in this game. I know a lot of people say Chemical Plant. I really like this song more.
I like this one too, actually.
Yeah. I don't know, it's just like... This is like peak Genesis music. You can hear like the really, really smashing percussion and the bass.
Oh, the
That's kind of what
slapping
Genesis
bass
did.
is just amazing.
Yeah, it's really, really good. This... You can see a lot of like vines and stuff in this level that lower platforms. The hitboxes on the platforms that come down have always been weird to me. You can just kind of like fall through them sometimes. There's a particularly nasty one in Act 2 that if you don't hit, you just kind of fall into this pit and you're just stuck there forever. Yeah, I've been trapped in that pit many a times.
Ah, yes, the party pit.
The party pit. Yeah, it's anything but a party. It's nothing but a bed of spikes and walls too high that you can't recover from. So you just kind of sit there and accept death. Alright, we're gonna try and move as quick as possible here. This boss is... I don't know. This boss is kind of weird. The rocks themselves can't hit you, but those, as you can see, those kind of sharp rocks can. So you gotta keep an eye out, but it's kind of weird that the round rocks don't. You would think they would be able to hit you. Alright, very nice. Wow, you're already on the pain level. Well,
Oh,
one of the
dear.
first pain levels. Here we go. Yeah, so Oil Ocean, God, I never liked Oil Ocean. As you can see, SuperSonic's gonna actually skip a lot of Oil Ocean 1 by going below the platforms here. This looks easy, this is really not. There's a really, really tight kill plane down there, so as you sink, if you wait even a fraction too long, you can actually hit the kill plane and just die. So... SuperSonic's done this a lot of times. He's hitting it really precisely, but yeah, you wait a split second too long and you actually just kind of hit the kill plane and die instantly. I think Tails is stuck. You can still hear him jumping.
Yeah, he tends to do that quite a bit.
Yeah. One thing about Oil Ocean though, like I don't like this zone much, but like I kind of noted this before, but oh, actually, real quick, SuperSonic's doing a glitch here, and as you can see, he kind of just like hopped out of that. What would you call him? Like
Launcher? Yeah.
Yeah. You just kind of like hop in and out of the launcher. You kind of break the collision, but you still retain the properties of being fired. So I don't know if it was kind of quick, but if you didn't notice it, he was actually able to like jump and like drop a lot faster because you're retaining the properties of being accelerated. So it's kind of a fun trick. It helps you kind of glide through the stage a little bit faster. All right, very nice to get out of that. But yeah, the thing about Oil Ocean is I feel like you don't really hear a lot of like Arabian style music a lot in video games, and I kind of wish we had more because the music in Oil Ocean is pretty good. Alright, here we go. Metropolis. I don't think anyone likes this zone. This is a big zone. This is the only zone in the whole game that has 3 acts. Whee! Luckily, we have glitches to speed through it, but when you play glitchless, which most of the time speedrunners do, I think, these are big zones. So yeah, you can actually use the clips to push yourself through. I believe this is one of the few zones that is vertically infinite. Is that right?
It is.
Yeah, so if you drop downwards on the clips, then you just kind of like keep falling through forever on an infinite loop. You have to make sure you actually keep moving horizontally at the right places. It's very tricky. All right, we're gonna use this a little damage boost there to get under the lava, which is kind of cool. Yeah, these zips are wild. I have no idea how you actually like retain knowledge of where you are.
A lot of practice.
Yeah. A lot of like crazy visual cues. We're gonna see a lot more of those zips in Sonic 3 and Knuckles as well. But there's a lot of fun zips, and a lot of the time it's just using visual cues. Like, you know, certain pixels that you can line up with or certain visual cues. Really, really hard, obviously, because you're just zooming through so quickly. Oh no! Scyther.
I need Tails to stay behind a little bit.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay. I always like those guys because once the sights drop, they kind of just stand there. They're like, well, I guess that's the end of my my duty.
Yeah, we're gonna try to keep going for this because it's actually faster to go for this trick instead of playing the level itself. So.
Yeah, fair enough. This is a really, really tough trick. I think it's good.
Yeah, I just need to make sure I do the boss fight properly because I died last time when I tried this.
Nice.
Okay, we're fine.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, so you zip to the end of the level. It's really hard. You gotta hit a really precise pixel on the down slant at the very beginning. Everything has to be lined up pretty precisely as well. And then you have to jump out of it and land on Robotnik to make sure that fight goes a lot nicer. I have asked this before in the past. So yes, if if those little like Robotnik balloons hit you, even after the the boss fight's over, you can die and you will lose and you will go back. So yeah, never assume the fight's over. Alright, here we go. Good old Sky Chase. I say good old, but this is a really slow auto-scroller.
2 minutes and 6 seconds to be exact.
Yeah, and it is exact because if you play it the same way, you will always get 206. There is a really tight window to get 205, but it's kind of risky because you're kind of pushing yourself into that that window at the end, and you do risk death. So I think most speedrunners don't go for it. Yeah. Now, if you stay up top here on this plane, you'll see none of the enemies can hit you, so you have a little bit of a breather for quite a while. Here we go. Now, I believe the reason you can spin dash is because you're playing on the Classics cart, right?
Yeah, I'll be stuck to the plane.
Yeah. Now, if you play this on the OG Sonic 2 cart, I believe spin dashing will propel you off of the plane and you'll just fall. Yeah, you can see just how quick it like catches you there. You can see how it just skips frames of animations for Tails. So it always catches you in the Sega Classics cart, but if you play the OG one, Tails will not skip around to catch you like that. He will just let you drop. Alright, here we go. There it is, Marge Kong. It's King Kong and Marge Simpson's hair. The cloud in the background. We actually made it into an FFZ emote.
Yeah, weren't you the one that came up with that?
I feel like we have this discussion every time, and I feel like the answer is always no.
Yeah, I keep on trying to think, like, who was it that actually made up this Marge Kong thing? I kept on thinking it was you.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, there's a Marge Kong emote that Lana posted.
Yeah. Pretty good. Alright, this is a pretty cool stage. So Wing Fortress, again, is a one-act zone. It's pretty big normally, but SuperSonics could do quite a few skips here. There's a really fun one at the end as well, but so So yeah, first thing is this isn't a glitch. You can do this vanilla, but well, that's a glitch, obviously. But you can actually hit the propeller, and you can actually go right through it to skip a lot of the level. Here we go. So he's gonna set up a little incline here, and he's gonna walk right into the incline, and he's gonna line himself up right at the left edge here. Perfect precision. Stuff's gonna look a little weird. There's supposed to be a boss there, but he did hit it. Okay, we don't want to jump out too far from here. There we go, and look up. Yeah, there we go. So we call that sprite look up. It always breaks like that. Interesting thing is, if you actually play the game vanilla, I've noticed this. I've actually like watched tons of SuperSonic's regular playthroughs, and I've noticed this. That look up sprite always appears on frame 1, no matter what. It will appear and it will disappear. So you do see it, but if you break the game using that that incline glitch, then it just kind of stays there, which is funny. Yeah, the normal sprite when you get there is Sonic looks up at Robotnik getting away. So he just kind of like tilts his neck up, so, you know, it's called look up, but the sprite breaks completely into like 15,000 pieces. Alright, here we go. Good old Death Egg Zone. I watched my friend play this way back, like the first time I got exposed to Sonic, and the final boss music actually kind of like unnerved me. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I was like very unnerved as a kid. But yeah, that fight's quite easy. You can always get him on some cycles. This is a lot harder. Are you gonna go for 12-0?
I'm gonna try.
I'm assuming yes. So we're going for something called 12-0. You can actually do this on one cycle, but you have to be really, really precise. The jetpack on his back. Oh my god, you're just gonna get it first try.
Gee,
wow. There we go. Look at that. Amazing. Yeah. So that is not easy. The jetpack on his back has a really ridiculous hitbox that you just can't see. And you end up hitting it. You have 0 rings on that entire fight, obviously. You can't pick up any extra. And yeah, you can hit like the edge of his leg. You can hit the back of his jetpack, the side of his jetpack. Anything would just kill you, but if you make really, really precise jumps like SuperSonic did, you can get him in one cycle. That's not easy to do, so pretty cool to do that first try. Oh no! Alright, here we go. Alright, so I think of classic Sonic Trilogy, this is my favorite. I know this is SuperSonic's favorite. I think this is your all-time favorite game, actually.
All-time favorite game, all-time favorite speedrun. Yep, this is my #1 game.
Yeah. It's great. This game takes everything that's like really good about the first 2 games and just like, you know, it gives it a big boost. There's all the new shields that give you extra movement possibilities. There's tons of acts. There's tons of cool zones. There's a lot of variety. They added new special stages that were a lot of fun. For the most part.
For the most part.
Yeah. And I don't know. My favorite thing in this game is they actually finally started giving Sonic some lore. You know, it's not gonna tear your face off with like, you know, backstory or something, but it gives a little bit of lore. Like you learn where the emeralds come from, and you know, there's like a protector of the emeralds, and you know, there's like a big fight, and that's why, you know, Robotnik's doing all of this. There's kind of a neat expansion. I love the acts in like Lava Reef to Hidden Palace.
Yeah, it's very connected for the most part.
Yeah, it's very cool. There's a big sort of sense of progression in this game. In Sonic 1 and 2, you just kind of feel like you're moving through zones in the world, which is cool in its own right because it has variety. But here you actually move through the zones and you're kind of chasing down Robotnik and moving towards Hidden Palace, which is really cool. Alright, Angel End is pretty simple overall. He's going to make a really interesting bounce jump here through the bridge. That's actually not easy to do to get the height, but there's a precise way that he does it. That's really cool. I've tried that multiple times and I never get the height, so I'm assuming there's something else to it, but
it's the timing of the bridge because those panels tend to like turn at certain times, so as long as you're able to get the timing of the panel, then you should be able to get the bounce off the lightning shield.
Yeah, it's a really cool trick. It lets you skip a lot of the climb upwards. All right, I'm sure everyone knows this. You just hold right to win. These bombs never hurt you. There is a trick coming up here that SuperSonic's gonna do, called bridge skip. So I don't remember. Is it the 8th tree that you're counting here? Or is it the 10th?
7.
Oh, 7. Okay, you know what? I'm completely off. But yeah, we're gonna count the thick trunk trees. There's thinner ones, but there's thick trunk trees here. He's gonna count to the 7th one. He's gonna stop, pull back, and spin dash. And that's gonna set it up. And then all we have to do is defeat Robotnik here. That fight's actually a little bit deceivingly awkward. When he shoots the flames downwards, they actually become hitboxes, so you have to bounce a little bit away, but make sure you still hit them. Okay, now they do bridge skip. There we go. Normally, you have to watch like a whole cutscene, watch Knuckles kind of chuckle at you and then break the bridge and stuff on you, but because he set up the bridge skip, we skip all that. It saves several seconds, obviously. Alright, we got Hydro City or Hydrosity. I don't think we need to open a poll.
I don't think so.
But yeah, the timeless debate of Sonic players, is it Hydro City or Hydrosity? Alright, you got the swag run? Yeah, there you go.
Gotta do it.
Yeah. There's nothing to that trick, but I remember like early on I saw SuperSonic doing it and I was like, that's pretty swaggy. And I learned it's really easy to do. You just have to press back while you're running.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember I started typing swag run in his chat, and at some point I just took the sprite of him doing that and I just I think we turned into an FFC mode.
Yeah, that we did.
Yeah. I like making stupid stuff like that. There's also one in Mario 1 where you kind of just like end up bonking your head on something and falling into the lava. We call it lava swim.
Yep.
Alright, here we go. Best music ever. You're gonna glitch through most of it and I'm gonna cry.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So that's why I like glitchless runs. Nobody likes water levels, but I think this is the best music in like any Sonic game ever, personally. This is my favorite Sonic music of like the entire Sonic universe. That's a really cool trick. So you get intentionally crushed at the beginning. That was intentional. Second time, he's gonna make a quick, precise hop to actually get underneath the zone and clip through it. You can miss and not clip, which I've seen a couple times, but he knows how to set up. Okay. We're gonna line up a really precise spot along the back pillar here, and we're gonna make the jumps up to Robotnik. I always like that setup because you can actually ride the little waterfall, but not close enough where you actually bonk into Robotnik. It's a really precise spot, but I think you use the purple pole on the back as a visual indicator.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I love little setups like that. It's just kind of cool how you can use those as big help. All right, here we go. Pain Garden. Now, if you played Sonic Origins, the neutered, butchered version, port, I guess you can call it. It's not even a port. It's like a new engine. Like the second, like one of the few nice things about Marble Garden is when you enter Marble Garden, you just hold down to roll into your spin dash, and it always hurls you into like a secret area where you can get a shield and stuff. Origins broke that because it's widescreen, so if you do that, you just kind of end up bonking and falling down. And I will never forgive Origins for that. Amongst very, very many other things, but that's like one big complaint. Okay. This is another infinitely vertically looping stage. So you're gonna see SuperSonic hold crouch here and spin dash into the wall. This is really precise. You can actually really get stuck in here as well and soft block the game. It happens a lot, honestly. It's very, very, very finicky. So right now you can't see it, but SuperSonic is on the left side here. You can actually see him still getting hit and stuff. Now he's gonna have to make a really, really precise jump here. So we're gonna wait for the capsule to be right above him. There we go. You don't want to jump too early as well, I believe, because you can actually just fall out, right?
Yeah, you'll fall into like literally jail because there's like a thing that looks like jail.
Yeah, this is all normal, by the way.
Totally normal. And I'm glad I got
Yeah.
that first try because if I didn't get that, then that would actually mess up my file for Carnival Night. So
Yeah. So
Which is
something
right
really
here.
interesting happened there. We basically, in Act 1, we pushed into the area of Act 2, and we basically we beat the boss in Act 1, so we skipped Act 2. So right now, SuperSonic's save, if you actually like reset your game, his save is still on, I believe it's Marble Garden 2, is that right?
it stays in Marble Garden 1.
It stays in 1, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we need to fix that by beating Carnival Night 1, which will move it into the correct spot. Alright. I'm not gonna talk about this guy.
Yeah, we shouldn't.
this isn't yeah, but anyways, yeah, so there's a quick little thing to mention here. Right when SuperSonic started Casino Night 1, he
Casino
touched
Night?
one of the edges of the wheels that you can spin on, and he actually gets something called wheel glitch, which basically lets you retain the properties of the wheel. It's very similar to what he did in Oil Ocean in Sonic 2, where he went through the capsule and you retained that. But yeah, you can move a lot quicker through stuff, but you also can't jump, or else it breaks you out of wheel glitch. So you saw him approach that boss in a very strange way, where he has to kind of roll into him, and that's because he can't do his normal jump. We're trying to retain wheel glitch into Act 2, so you can skip most of Act 2. And trust me, you want to skip Act 2, because this is probably one of the worst acts in the entire game. Now, there is one rule. You can see him like running through stuff. You see his like very weird gravity property. He's still got wheel glitch active. None of this is possible without wheel glitch. But
I'm surprised that worked.
yeah.
I was way
we
too
go.
low for that spin dash.
Is it still gonna be okay?
It should be fine.
Okay. Yeah, so you can see he's skipping through most of this. You can't get into the roof without wheel glitch. There's no way. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so you are allowed to jump off of things that are not like flat ground. So you saw him jump a little bit off of like breakable platforms earlier, as well as like the barrels and stuff because they're moving. But you can't jump off of flat ground. Okay, there we go. Now our save file should be back in the correct place, but not for very long, because I think you're gonna break it again.
Oh, I'll be breaking more of this.
Yeah. All right. Let's go into hard times. Here we go. This is one of those like, oh my god, like stop talking about this this fact sort of thing, but you know, we'll say it just in case some of you don't know. You know, the composer for this track specifically, Brad Buxer, yeah, definitely very similar to the Jetsons, and not the TV show, the old school band. They had a song called Hard Times, and it sounds exactly like this. It's got the same progression. Absolutely slapping song, by the way. Really good song. The B-side rocks too, if you haven't heard their single. Yeah, a lot of fun. But the fun little factoid that probably some people don't know is the Jetsons actually came back like maybe, what was it, like 3 years ago now or something?
I believe so, yeah. They came back
It's
recently.
been a little bit, but they came back and they actually released a limited press of Hard Times on vinyl, like an actual vinyl disc. And the vinyl had complete references to Sonic. The vinyl itself was like completely sheer blue color. It was like almost a see-through blue color, and it was actually named Sonic Blue, the color of the vinyl, like officially. If you look at the vinyl itself on the back, you can actually see these this background here, this scrolling background of the broken ice on the water. You can actually see that. Actually, is it this or is it Act 2?
Act 2. Technically
Act 2,
it
right?
does say Act 1, but I'm in Act 2.
Yeah, we're not gonna see Act 2 because he did a very specific wall skip to get into the I think you missed a little bit of the clip. Normally you're not supposed to fight the boss. I think if you go a little too low, you end up at the boss, but...
I went into Sonic's area instead of Knuckles' area because I mistimed the visual cue for the penguin.
Yeah. Okay,
Which is
so
fine.
this is a lunch base, or launch base. Essentially you carry that bird all the way in here, you let him hit you, and you set up a spin dash. This is really... Wait, did you miss it?
I didn't get the spin dash, I have to do it again.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. We'll try it again. This is a really precise trick. So you basically, yeah, you have to call one of the birds here using that alarm, and you're gonna carry the bird here. Normally kill them and that's it, but he's gonna carry it all the way here. And he's gonna set up a really precise jump. He also has to make sure he jumps down here to get this flame shield. And then, yeah, we're gonna continue carrying him along here. If you move too quick, he just despawns, so... Alright, there we go, there's the spin dash. You set up the spin dash in the elevator. He's gonna make very, very precise pauses here to make sure we line up the correct plane. That looks good. Nice. You can tell it's good because the little, like... I think the indicator is the rings total. You can actually see lines up with one of the lines on the platforms. Alright, so essentially we've thrust ourselves into the Knuckles boss fight, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so you actually see two bosses instead of one, because, you know, we shouldn't be in here, Sonic. Alright, so we're going to leave one of them alive. He's going to make a really precise jump here. And we should be on the correct cycle, so that you don't want to hit that arm, because that arm will reactivate on Act 2 here. But on the cycle that he's on, it should spin away from you at the right time. He just jumps up to kill it. And it counts that. It thinks that you've already beaten the boss, Peacock.
Peacock.
Yeah. So, yeah, by beating the second boss again there, you essentially trigger the game into thinking that you've beaten Act 2 as well. And we just hit that little springboard there to kind of finalize that. But it kind of like it kind of goes crazy there, and it looks like a peacock tail, which is why I would say peacock. All right, here he is. Oh no!
Oh no!
If you haven't played Sonic Adventure, it's a blast. All right, here we go. Door glitch. A little bit. It's okay. Better than getting crushed. So this is really precise. This door has a really weird hitbox. Essentially what he's trying to do is he's trying to lower the... Oh! Man, that is a rough glitch. It's very precise. So you're basically lowering the door. You're trying to get in just enough where it pushes you into the ground, but not enough where it actually crushes you. It's really, really precise. There it is. Okay. Now from here, he's gonna have to kind of wiggle around and jump, and he's gonna have to try and drop a couple layers here, hit the edge, and that should set up the right plane. And this skips basically most of Mushroom Hill, which is great. Nice. A nice thing too is it actually brings you, I remember hearing about this, but it brings you to the boss fight with the camera lowered. So normally that guy is like too high up, so you have to wait for him to chuck a few logs and then kind of bring himself back down into your target. By lowering the camera, you can actually get all of your hits in right at the start of the fight, which is really cool. Float shrooms. Yeah, those mushrooms aren't supposed to be there, okay. Alright, so Act 2 is the same idea. We're gonna try and drop 3 levels here. This is also really precise. Nice.
Just a second, there we go.
Oh, you got it. Okay. Yeah, again, that's gonna skip a lot of Mushroom Hill. 2. The cool thing is, normally when you hit this place through normal means, this place turns into like a little bit of an autumn theme. A lot of the leaves are like dead and stuff and have changed color. But by doing that glitch, you actually keep it in the same season. Everyone loves this noise.
That's your favorite sound after all.
Yeah. The joke is that I love that sound when, you know, I absolutely detest everything about that sound. Alright. Very nice. Easy boss fight. His hitbox is really weird though, so if you do it optimally, you can get 6 hits right at the start, and then it just takes 2 more. But, you know, if you don't space out the timing correctly on the jumps, you just kind of get hit by him, and you lose your shield, and then you have to do the fight a lot slower.
Yeah, and it's a lot rough to do it that way.
Yeah. Now sometimes you will see SuperSonic just reset like that. He's doing that to skip the cutscene. So normally when you beat Mushroom Hill 1, or Mushroom Hill 2, sorry, you have to watch the plane fly by for flying battery, as intended.
By design.
Yeah, and intended. There you go. So there's a couple sprite. This is a weird glitch where he basically gets stuck in this this side floating. There's 2 variants of this sprite. We got the less funny one, but yeah, you basically can fly through on the same plane. This is a really useful glitch. All right, is Mr. Tickles?
Yep, Mr. Tickles.
What's his actual name again? Like, it's like
Gapsel.
Gapsel. Yeah, well, I don't know.
That's the only boss name I know.
It's so weird. Why is it called Gapsel? I guess it's a capsule, but what's the? It's not a gotcha.
Well, it's just hitting himself pretty much.
So bizarre. Okay, he's gonna go to the right side of the screen here. We're gonna set up the are you going top or bottom route?
I'm going bottom route for this one.
Bottom route, okay. I believe bottom route is the harder one. So we're gonna set up a weird little incline glitch here. But we need to be elevated from that as intended glitch from before. So he's gonna spin right into the top here. He's gonna, oh, it's okay. I think we can still hit it. Yeah.
I still have slope glitch on me, so I should be able to get this top part here.
There you go.
2, 3. There we go.
Yeah, that's very tricky. It's very finicky. There is a backup. If all else fails, you can go to the top route. It is slower because you have to fight the boss. Actually, I think you're still gonna fight the boss, right?
Yeah, I'm still gonna fight it. I'm just gonna try to go for the laser skip here, which is a pretty precise spin dash I need to do.
Yeah. There is a method to do this act without fighting the boss, but it's insanely precise, and it's very risky. Wow, first try, let's go. Look at that. That's crazy. That is a really precise trick for laser skip. You have to set yourself up on like almost the exact correct pixel. And you have to make a, what is it, a 6 or an 8 tap spin dash?
I do a 9 tap spin dash there.
It's a 9 tap, wow. Yeah, so you have to do a really insanely quick spin dash in the exact right pixel. So it's very precise. And to get that first try is very difficult, so... That was swag.
Tonight we have some clear skies with some glitched out clouds. Please be sure to put on some head protective gear to make sure that none of the debris lands on your head. It will clear up and right now.
There we go. And we got MS Paint Robotnik. This is the worst drawn sprite in this game, I swear. It looks ridiculous. I don't know why it's like so poorly drawn. When you hit him, it turns okay, but like when he's just kind of crawling along there, it looks really bizarre. Okay. Now, SuperSonic intentionally takes that hit at the end because... whoa, you got the weird capsule. Yeah, SuperSonic takes that hit at the end because we end up collecting a lot of rings, and we don't want to waste time by having the ring counter time down for your bonus. So he dumps all the rings, essentially. Alright. Now, before I talk about the worst zone in the entire game... Fun little fact, originally the level order of this game was different, slightly. You weren't supposed to hit Sandopolis after Flying Battery, you were supposed to hit Ice Cap. And the kind of idea of that is, when you break out of the door at the end from Flying Battery after you beat the boss, you kind of bust through the door. And you're supposed to get into Ice Cap, and you're supposed to be riding the door as your snowboard. That was the intention. You can actually see this because they've restored this in some of the Sonic 3 ROM hacks, but yeah, it's a little bit weird. I think you're supposed to get out of one of the other acts into Sandopolis or something, or I don't remember how it works, but you're supposed to come out of the sand. I don't remember what the order for that one was. I just remember Ice Cap from Flying Battery. But yeah, a lot of stuff was prototyped initially, and we still have a lot of data on that stuff, but you know, obviously it's different to what we got in the end. All right.
Ooh, I don't think I'm gonna get a fire shield here.
Okay, we have to line up a really precise.
Nope, didn't get it.
Oh, yeah. It depends on where you end up killing the boss, but there is a hidden capsule in a precise spot here, and it gives you fire shield. I think you're gonna go for the back and get the lightning shield, right?
Yeah, I'm going for lightning shield.
Yeah. So if you can get fire shield, you can skip having to do a very slight little detour. But since we missed the fire shield, we're gonna go for the quick little backup detour here. There is a free lightning shield just up top here, but he's gonna have to move quick to make sure he hits the door on the first cycle here. Nice. Okay. Fun little thing. There was a stream where we tested the properties of these ghosts here. If you know this act, you know it's a big pain. Constantly, the ghosts slowly start to appear, and it gets darker and darker in here. And you have to pull those switches to keep them from attacking you. Yeah, we tested the properties of this. I kind of got curious one day and I had to ask, but I wondered, like, if you glitch through the ground where you end up hitting the capsule that releases the ghost, if we end up not hitting the capsule, do the ghosts appear? And the answer is actually no. Like, if you skip the capsule, the ghosts never appear, which is really, really cool. I think if you hit a checkpoint, they start to appear, though.
Yeah, the checkpoint will bring back the ghosts.
Yeah, but you can,
And
if you
die
can,
too.
like, use glitches to skip the capsule that releases them, and you skip all the checkpoints in between, the ghosts never ever appear, which is actually kind of cool. That was kind of a fun stream to like experiment on, I remember.
Yeah, I do have a video of it on my YouTube as well, so.
Very cool. Yeah, lots of interesting stuff in this game. It's very broken, as you can see.
Yeah. And we still got a few more zones to go after this one.
Yeah. This, I don't know. This is the worst zone. Everything, like, again, it's a lot of like waiting for moving platforms, being pressured a lot as well in like tight corridors while you're like stressing about having to pull light switches. Nice ring count. Nice boss music as well.
Glorious.
Yeah. Yeah, so with all those glitches, SuperSonic beats in like 2 minutes-ish. A lot of times I'll get close to like 10 minutes playing this stupid stage. Yeah, here we go. Lava beef.
We got some
Another really good
nice
zone.
potatoes.
Yeah. There's some fun clips you can do in this area here. We're gonna come up to one pretty quick here. Here we go. So we're gonna do a backwards jump here. We're gonna hit the very edge of the lava and actually clip through it to skip the waterfall and go down below. That's a fun one. There's also one coming up with the elevators here. I think it's one of the next ones here. Yeah, this one here. So you raise it up just enough to get under it, and then you clip through the bottom of it. And again, these all skip quite a bit of the level. Very cool.
Oh,
Oh, what?
hang on a second. I didn't think that was gonna catch me like that.
That was quite rude.
It's okay. I mean, I didn't need the fire shield anyway. Because
Yeah, I
of the
think you
boss fight.
intentionally lose it coming up here anyway.
Yeah, right on these spikes. That's where I normally lose them.
Yeah. That's kind of weird. That enemy usually, like, that takes a lot longer to hurt you as well, because it doesn't just bash into you. You have to like kind of get swallowed up by the cloud. It puffs out. All right, here we go. 2. Okay. So you can always gauge the hand. It's gonna do these little up and down pulses. You just count 5 of them, and you jump on the 5th one. All right, let's see. We're gonna set up a really precise trick here. It's very hard to do. Oh, you had it! You had it! It pushed you back out.
think I was a frame early on that last pause.
Yeah, so that one's called monitor clip. It's really, really hard. It's very precise. You have to do a really hard specific roll, and you're trying to get right under the monitor, just to the point where it clips you under the level, but not. There's like, most of it will actually crush you and kill you, but there's a precise spot where it pushes you below level. It's very, very hard to do. Most runners don't get it most of the time. I watched a couple like Sonic 3 races on like charity events and stuff, and I watched lots of the best Sonic runners come together and try that, and most of them were not getting it. Obviously, it doesn't really hurt to try it most of the time, as long as you don't get crushed. But if you do get it, you save a ton of time. You can see how much time we're spending on Lava Reef 2 here. This is a pretty like decent sized stage, but if you get monitor clip, you end up skipping basically like 85% of the level.
And it saves roughly a minute.
It's a big save, but yeah. Again, the expectation most of the time is to not hit it.
Yeah.
Because it's so precise. Well, we got another trick we can try here. So this is stair clip. You just kind of spin dash and you try. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. You're just trying to make a specific jump to get right between the stair there and clip through, which pushes you through the level. Alright. Well, chat, if you do want to participate, if you just want to spam the words, "oh no," in chat, right when the Knuckles fight is starting. So, right about here.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh no! Oh my god. That gets me every time. So yeah, it's obviously a joke. If you never played Sonic Adventure, it's from Sonic Adventure. Yeah, you fight Knuckles a couple times in Sonic's story, and the dub for it is really funny. He just goes, "oh no."
So Knuckles is getting on top of the altar, playing his air guitar, trying to get Robotnik to put down his giant ring pop, but to no avail, so he chases after him, grabs onto the ring pop, but then Robotnik brings out these tentacles, shocking the echidna, in which the skeletal anatomy shows the back of its head is shaped like a butt. The end.
Every time. Alright, one Slinky.
Two Slinky. That is not a complete Slinky, but I'll take it.
Yeah, two's fine. Three's the goal, but two's fine. That's just a swag thing. There's literally no point to it.
Yeah, it's just there.
Yeah. Alright. One big zone, Sky Sanctuary. If you've ever played Sky Sanctuary, you know it's a really, really big zone. It's a vertically climbing stage. The idea is you're supposed to kind of swerve left and right up inclines, and you're supposed to build your way up to the top. Speedrunners don't do that. They do a really, really cool trick. It still scares me to this day, but they basically do a really, really precise spin jump, or spin dash jump, excuse me, right here. So he's gonna, oh, actually not here, right, is it here?
It's here.
Yeah, here it is. Okay. Yeah, so this is what scares me here. He gets on top of that springboard and makes a jump there. That scares me, because if you don't make the jump, you just kind of throw yourself into the abyss. But you just skip the entire level. Not good RNG.
Yeah, you don't want him to dash like that, but that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, for the bad RNG, for the worst RNG gave you, you still did it really quick. There you go. So this is Mecha Sonic. It gets confusing because in Sonic 2 and Death Egg Zone, there's Metal Sonic, or not Metal Sonic. What is it? A Silver Sonic.
Yeah.
There's Silver Sonic at the end of Sonic 2, and then there's Mecha Sonic in here, and then there's Metal Sonic, which is the one that we know that lasted a long time as like a recurring character from Sonic CD. Alright, so Death Egg is really annoying. It's a treacherous area, very cool. Got that first try.
I'm not doing Graviton Skip here.
So I'll explain Gravitron. This is the Gravitron room. We're doing it the normal way. What you're supposed to do is you're kind of supposed to ping off these walls. You're supposed to hit all 6 of those little like switches there, and you're supposed to open the gate that way. If you do a really, really precise movement getting into the Gravitron room, you can actually escape it without having to do that. The problem with Gravitron skip is if you miss any part of that skip whatsoever, and it's quite easy to do so, you end up getting stuck in the bottom left corner of that room and you can't jump out of it. So you end up actually just getting soft locked in there. And obviously that's just a big waste of time because you got to reset the stage and do it all again. Oh, that's not great. This is the worst boss fight in the game. So this is Red Eye.
Okay.
The joke is Red Eye is I think we nicknamed Red Eye Ben Stein.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, cause he had the. What is this pattern, dude?
We're fine.
Okay. Yeah, cause if you remember, Ben Stein used to do those Clear Eyes commercials. If you have red eyes, Clear Eyes is awesome. Yeah. But yeah, Red Eye is an awful, awful fight. You're supposed to get on top of those little swing platforms and jump on top of them. That's intentional, by the way. Don't worry. We're setting up the Act 2 here. Yeah, Red Eye's just a terrible, terrible fight. Alright, so we're gonna do a really cool trick here. We're gonna grab the lightning shield. We're gonna set ourselves down here, lower the camera, spin dash, and then we're gonna try and clip into this wall here and do a specific shield jump. Nice. And again, we can tell because the rings meter lines up with the little girder on the wall there, so you know you're on the right plane. Okay, we also have to make sure we spin dash out of there or we get soft locked on the right side. And this is Ooh Ball. It's like Uwe Boll, the terrible horror movie director. But
yeah,
he's
don't
an
make fun of his
actual
movies, he'll try to fight you.
Yeah, that's true. So normally what you're supposed to do in this fight is you're supposed to ride the elevators and it flips the gravity and it kind of drops these guys down, but you can just spin dash into them and jump, and it basically forces the shield to move away from him, and it makes the fight way easier. Okay, he's gonna push up against this elevator here to break the collision of the next area of the final fight. He's actually pushing the edge of the wall a couple pixels here. So things are gonna look a little bit strange. What he's done at this point is he's actually moved the camera 2 panels to the right. So if you look on the bottom of his feet there, there's the square tiles. The 2 on the left are actually, it's the 2 on the left, right?
2 on the right.
Or is it the 2 on the right? I think it's 2 on the right. Yeah, it's the 2 on the right. So you can't see it because it looks solid, but the 2 on the very right side of the screen are actually dead. There's no tiles there. You can't step on them or you fall right through. But in exchange, since he's pushed the camera that way, the 2 tiles on the left here, which look dead, are still alive. So you can actually stand on them and they're solid.
Okay, time is gonna come
Really,
up
really
on
interesting
fade out,
glitch.
by the way. I'll let you know.
Yeah, time's coming up. Right when the, as SuperSonic said, when the light, when the screen goes to white on the fade out. Okay.
And time.
Time. Very nice. Fantastic. 1 hour, 17 minutes, 19 seconds, 29 milliseconds.
That's a new PB.
Is it?
My old PB's at 1:19:45.
Yeah, let's go.
Wow.
Heck yeah. That's great.
I don't think that's record though, but I'm pretty sure that's a PB. Let me double check real quick. Let's
That's
see,
super
Classic
hype.
Sonic Trilogy. Where is this? Oh, here we go. Classic Sonic Trilogy. I'll have to like retime it and everything, but let's see, Classic Sonic Trilogy. That might be a new world record, actually.
Are you kidding me? There's no way.
World
That'd be
record
so
is
hype.
showing
Hold on.
1:17:28.
Sonic. What is it under on speedrun.com?
Multiple classic Sonic games, I believe.
Multiple classic Sonic games.
Yeah, I believe that's a new world record.
No way. Let's go. Let's go, dude.
Come on, Cha, hype it up, new world record. Come on, you can do better than that.
That's
Wow,
crazy.
that's awesome.
That was like the Sonic 3 and Knuckles run was so good. Even though I did make some mistakes earlier in like Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 was fairly solid as well. I mean, I made a couple of mistakes in that one, but Sonic 3 and Knuckles was very solid with the exception of Lava Reef, like the Mondo clip missing that. But yeah, that wow.
I mean, like, thinking back to it, I don't think you really had any, like, I don't think you had any unintentional deaths or anything.
Mm-mm.
So, everything went according to plan, minus, like, you know, missing a couple skips. Actually, I think there was one in Hilltop. I think you, I think
Oh
you
yeah,
missed one
yeah.
of
I
the-
missed that one, and then I missed Metro 3 a couple times as well.
Yeah.
Which was
Oh,
very
you took
minuscule.
intentional deaths there.
Yeah. But yeah, that is like regardless of new PB, I'll have to like retime it and everything and see what the actual time is because I know there's like a
insane.
certain
Let's go.
timing method for that. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty insane. I'll gladly take that.
Yeah, 117 is a fantastic time, but I didn't think it was actually world record.
Yeah, but anyways, that is the classic Sonic trilogy with Sonic 1, Sonic 2, and Sonic 3 and Knuckles, even though there's technically two separate games for that one. All in one run, and y'all witnessed a new PB, potentially world record. We'll have to check and make sure if it really is. But from the looks of things, it might be, so that's pretty hype. Also, like, thank you, Chroma, for commentating the run, and that was a huge help.
Absolutely.
And, you know, thanks to General Andrews for having me once again for Dream Races, and you know, thanks to chat for watching and supporting the great cause of GoTel. And of course, if you want to check out the stuff that I do, my name is SuperSonic. You can find me on Twitch at @supersonic_. I'm currently on a little bit of a vacation right now, but I will be back on May 12th, and that'll be like my first stream back. But in the meantime, yeah, just been chilling, and I usually do a lot of speedruns, mostly from the Sonic stuff or Mario. I do speedrun like a lot of retro games as well, and yeah, that's pretty much it about me. So we got another run coming up, which is going to be you, Chroma. You're going to be in the hot seat for your next run coming up.
Wait, nobody told me about this.